Hey everyone, welcome back to another SUPboarder video. In this video it's going to be a little bit different because we're going to be reviewing the brand new Aqua Marina Glow, but we decided to do it in a sort of blog story of myself and Lucy having a beautiful summer's evening night paddle. Because if you're unaware, this is the first ever glowing board. But of course, to see a glowing board we had to wait till the sun went down. I'm basically just going to talk you through our session of what it was like to unpack and use the board, and by the end of this video hopefully have a very good idea of if this board is right for you. So obviously it being an iSUP makes it very easy to transport. It's still a relatively lightweight board at 8.2 kilos, and we did have everything we needed for this paddle in this backpack. Now, as standard with this package, you get the LED light, the bag, the double action liquid air V1 pump, fin and leash. The unpacking and inflation process is really quick and easy, like all the Aqua Marina boards. Just unroll your board, attach your pump and start pumping. This board is 10'4" long by 31 inches wide and 6 inches thick. The volume is 315 litres and it takes 15 psi of air pressure. It takes about 4 to 5 minutes to inflate, which is quite easy with the Aqua Marina double action V1 pump. Now the Glow is actually exactly the same size as the Aqua Marina Vapor, which we also took out for a paddle this evening, just to compare what it would be like to paddle a board that didn't glow or have lights on it. Now the fin attaches really quickly and easily on these boards because these come with the Swift attach fin system, and the fin itself is a slightly better profile as well than the cheaper base fins. To attach the light at the front of the board, it's very easy. You first attach the stainless bolt attachment onto the light and then you screw that into the nose of the board. You then attach the main light system to the LED strips, which are running alongside down the board. The light itself has all the controls on it as well, so you can control all of the systems from that front light, but also you have the ability to use a remote control as well, which has exactly the same settings and the control capabilities as the light itself. The distance you've got to stay within the light, they say, is about 8 meters. The board itself is finished off with a complete deck pad going right over the whole of the board, and also the finish and quality of the board does look quite high, especially for the price point. It's got some neat little cutouts in the deck pad, which you'll see why later on when it gets dark. Bungee system up at the front, and also it actually does come with a really comprehensive and easy to read instruction manual as well, which is definitely well worth getting familiar with before you go and use it for the first time. So with all the gear ready on the board, before it got too dark, Lucy decided to go out for a paddle and see what the board was like. Now this is basically just an all-round paddleboard. At 10'4" long, it's going to give you a nice amount of glide just for doing average paddling. You're not going to paddle long distances with this board, and at 31 inches wide, it's not going to give the heavier people loads of stability. But really the sweet spot of weight will be up to about 120 kilos. So as dusk was finally going and it was getting darker, it's then time to illuminate this board and turn it on and see what this Aqua Marina Glow would really look like. And wow, what a contrast to a pretty grey board on a dark night. The LEDs easily shining through the deck pad and the bottom of the board, and there is quite a few different colour modes, styles and brightnesses of colours you can choose from. 6 colour options in total, and 4 light modes as well, whether you want to have static, smooth gradient, breathing, or even a party setting as well. And of course, don't forget the front light itself. There's 5 modes in that, from a warm, white light, natural light, red light and SOS mode. And all of these lights, remember, can be operated from the remote on your arm as well. But most of the time we just settle for the white light when paddling, which we found the nicest to paddle with. And also, just from a word on if you're paddling around shipping or busy areas, white light is generally used as a good all-round base light. A red light or a green light could be confused for port or starboard, so generally white is what we stuck on when we were paddling the board. But it was fun to experiment with different colours and see how they affected the water around us as well. Straight away after getting on the water, so much more visible for us as paddlers and actually people looking at us from the shore or other boats. Very clear to see somebody or something was over there moving. Whatever colour you choose, that definitely is going to make you very well seen in the water. Paddling in busy areas where there's lots of light can give you enough light when you're paddling, but when you move away to the darker areas, it's not until you turn your lights off you realise how you cannot be seen at all. And definitely the glow, even if you're using just the standard front LED light, is going to make you so much more visible and safer when you're paddling on the water. The battery life for these lights, we were paddling for an hour and a half and we didn't have any problems with the battery. Aqua Marina say its battery life is about 2 hours when the front light and the LEDs are always on, and about a 6-hour life when the front light and the LEDs are on in more of a flashing mode. There is a battery indicator on the back of the lights which you can easily see when you're paddling. Charging time takes about 5 hours to charge approximately, and Aqua Marina give you a 2-year warranty on the complete setup. Looking at our pros and cons to paddling the Aqua Marina Glow, well, the positives, it's something very different. It does make paddling in the dark a lot more fun, and it makes people way more aware of you and where you are going. Paddling over rocky or shallower areas, you can see a huge amount of wildlife underneath you. The board itself is still nice and lightweight, and it is a really quick and easy setup process. And the price point is still fairly competitive at £699. The cons or things to be aware of, well, obviously light pollution, disturbing wildlife. What happens when the LEDs maybe potentially break? Could you replace these LEDs? And obviously something you need to be aware of, there is more risk to paddling in the dark in general, even if you have lights on your board. It's not to be recommended for complete beginners, but if you use common sense, tell people where you're going, where you're going to be coming back, and stick close to the shore, paddling in the evening is a lot of fun, and definitely doing it on a board like this is going to allow you to be seen and have an easier time doing it. Having used this board, we definitely think we will be using this board again. We would love to get our daughter out on the board when the evening starts setting in earlier. Who do we think this board will best suit? Well, it's for somebody who obviously wants to paddle in the day and in the evening, be really clearly seen, but also have a bit of fun with it too. Maybe a family would get a lot out of this board, somebody weighing 50 to 130 kilos max. And it's definitely a board to make you stand out from the crowd. We really enjoy paddling this. If you own a Aqua Marina Glow, please let us know where and when you've paddled them and any other feedback. I hope you found this review interesting and informative. It's something a little bit different from us. We'll see you on another SUPboarder video soon.